Teenagers. Teenagers are great, but talking to them about issues like pornography can be very uncomfortable for a lot of parents. Now, hopefully you have already started talking to your child about pornography and laid the groundwork by doing some of those principles that we talked about in the other session. But if you haven't, it is still important. In fact, it is vital to talk to your teenagers about pornography and to keep the conversation open so that they can hear. Now, it might be uncomfortable for you depending on your personality type, but trust me, it's probably just as uncomfortable, maybe even more for your teenager. So it's just a matter of doing that. Sometimes as parents, we have to do those uncomfortable things because we're the adult. We're the ones that have that maturity level. We have to do those uncomfortable things because we know it's the best way to protect and keep our children safe and to help them as they grow. And we also grow through it. So embrace the process. Look at it as a growing opportunity for yourself as well when you talk to your teenagers about pornography. So how do you talk to your teens about pornography? First of all, you want to be direct with your teenagers. You don't need to dance around the issue anymore. You don't need to try to protect them with terminology anymore. Come right out and say it. Pornography. Tell what it is. Define it for them in case they have any questions what it might be. Okay, so we're looking at pornography as anything that is meant to sexually stimulate away from the way that God intended, which is in a married relationship, husband-wife. Okay, so anything away from that that's meant to bring sexual stimulation to a person is considered pornography, and that could be anything like books. Yes, books like romance novels could be considered pornography. It could be videos. It could be pictures. It could be magazines. Any of those things that are meant to substitute. So when you're talking with them, define it for them so that they know, and then make sure that you also do this and approach this from a non-judgmental attitude and not accusing them. It is possible at this point when you're talking to your teen, if your teen has already had experience with pornography, some of your teens might already be on the way to a pornography. You want to be as open and safe as you can be to them so that they know that you are a safe person they can confide in and that you can help them. You also don't want to look like you're coming across as judgmental against any of their friends as well. So when you talk to them, you're talking to them in a way of openness, honesty, and love and grace that's going to be expressed through that. One way that we might do this is just talk to them about, first of all, what pornography is, and then the damage pornography can do, and how it can hurt our relationships, how it can hurt ourselves, how it can distort our view of sex, and why that makes it so dangerous and so damaging. And then you can just say, is this something you've ever come across? Have you ever seen it? Is it something that you struggle with? And see if they'll open up and talk to you about it. If you are still continuing the conversation from when they were younger, it's just a matter of going a little bit deeper and saying, we talked before about those bad pictures. There's a word for that. It's pornography. And this is what pornography does. And this is what pornography is. And this is why I'm talking to you about it. And I want to help you to be able to avoid it because I know the damage that it can do. So you want to talk to them that way and then leave it open to continue the conversation. Maybe give them a time when you're going to talk about it again. And say, we talked about this today. It was a little bit uncomfortable. How you doing? You okay? You still with me? We talked about it and I don't want to end the subject. I want to keep talking about this because this needs to be something that we are still communicating about. So I'm going to check back with you in a few days just to see if you have any questions or if there's anything else that you want to talk about that. Is it okay if I check back with you, say, on Friday and talk with you about that? And then follow up with that. Continue the conversation and follow up. So talking to your teenagers can be tough, but so important. Do it with an attitude of love and grace and be a safe person for them so that you can have this conversation and help them grow.